Hello, hello everyone, and super warm welcome to Consulting Without Borders Perspectives. I'm Victoria Olska, your host and moderator for today's show, and as the president of Gabriel Al-Salem Foundation, I'm super excited to be here with you today, celebrating our episode number 20. It's quite a milestone for me and for our organization. Quite honestly, just a couple of years ago, I couldn't have imagined I would be moderating an online live show. And here we are, rocking out on our 20th episode. Gabriel Al-Salem Foundation is a US-based nonprofit organization working internationally and dedicated to celebrating life and inspirational work of the late Gabriel Al-Salem, who was an international management consultant and a global leader. I hope you all had a wonderful month of November here in the United States. In November, we celebrate Thanksgiving Day, which falls on the third Thursday in the month. And it's a special time when people express their gratitude for the good things that happened to them. And I want to take this opportunity to express my sincerest gratitude to all the wonderful speakers who have joined us throughout our 20 episodes. They've dedicated their time and their experience to bring you the most fascinating information to help advance your professional excellence and build a sustainable future for all of us. I also wanted to thank and give a huge shout out to our amazing viewers who are joining us every month from around the world and who have been supporting our 20 episodes by showing up, tuning in, asking questions, and giving us their comments. Please drop a comment in the comment section of the social media you're using now and let us know where you are tuning in from today. Let me see. I think we have some people joining us. Ron Finch, good morning, afternoon, and evening from Italy. Thank you, Ron. Thank you for being here. IMCA Business Consulting is here with us. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I also wanted to give a thank you and a shout out to those of you who are joining our replay, the replay of this episode. Today, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So again, please feel free to engage with us by asking questions in the comments section. And if you're enjoying what you're seeing, please don't forget to hit the like button. That means the world to us, and that will also help spread the word about this live stream and bring other viewers to us. All right, let's get the show on the road. Today, we are absolutely delighted to have one of our previous speakers back. The episode we did with him on August 1st was about AI, artificial intelligence, and it attracted so much interest that we wanted to do it again, and he kindly agreed. This is especially cool because even in these 4 months since our last episode, there's been already so many exciting changes, updates, and news in the realm of AI. So let me introduce our guest speaker today, who holds a special title of Fellow Certified Management Consultant, who is past chair and chair of Nominations and Successful Planning Committee at ICMCI, International Council of Management Consulting Institutes. He is the founder and president of Effective Managers, a leading consulting firm based in Canada with a global reach. He also recently started his position as chair of Tech Canada. Please give a warm virtual welcome to Dwight Mihalicz, coming back to our show and joining us today from Canada, live. Hi, Dwight.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you very much. Yes, live, but it's early morning and cold in Canada. I'm based in Ottawa here, so it's a little cool today, but it warms me up to hear your kind introduction. Thank you very much.
Yes, and thank you again. And let me just check who else been joining us today. Stephen, I see comments coming from Stephen Tupper. Greetings from Bulgaria. So people are joining us from around the world. Gulsum, hi from Gulsum from Georgia. And I know that Gulsum is not in the state of Georgia. She is in the country of Georgia. That's where she is. And David, thank you so much for being here with us. So morning, all from the Western North Carolina mountains. Welcome. We're so happy you're here with us for the show. And actually, the show is quite, timely, I believe, because just yesterday was the date when exactly a year ago, the artificial intelligence company OpenAI released their chatbot ChatGPT. So ChatGPT just celebrated its first birthday. Of course, so much has happened in this 1 year, and so much has happened even since we spoke about AI in August. So, Dwight, please share with us the updates that can be helpful to consultants and other professionals who want to strategize for their future.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me back, and I'm honored that I've been able to contribute 2 of the 20 slots for your sessions. I was very happy to see David Norman is here. I was attending one of his sessions, I think in maybe June, which is how you and I came to meet each other. So it's a small world, and it just shows how important networking is. Today's session isn't as formal as the one that we had in August, because then we were really wrestling with all of the new breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and trying to come to grips with them. And so I had a more formal presentation with some interactions from the audience. And by the end of it, we were realizing that there was just a lot more to talk about. So I'm very hopeful that that any of you that are on now will ask questions, will make comments. We're all learning. If we think about AI in terms of the artificial intelligence as it's now presenting through OpenAI and other producers of the software, there are no experts. It's been around a year, except perhaps the people that are making it. So in terms of the user community, though, none of us have used it more than a year since it's been out there for a year. So some of you, I am sure, with the size of this audience, have deeper expertise or unique experiences that you can share with us. So I'm looking forward to doing that as we go through. Victoria, I'd like to start just with a little bit, as we did in August, with a little bit of sort of the landscape around the language and what AI is and what isn't. The starting point is that we have had a form of AI around for a long time, and it's been getting stronger and stronger. So if we think about our phones, this is I call it augmented intelligence. I don't have to remember much in details anymore, because I can go to this device and ask almost anything. What time is it? What day is it? What's the weather like? Where's the nearest pizza shop? How do I get from one place to another place? And what's the fastest route? And that has been getting stronger and stronger in terms of the introduction of artificial intelligence tools. So, for example, mapping. It wasn't long ago we had to get out this paper map to kind of figure out where you are and where you were going and what the best route would be, and then try to remember it while you're driving along. Then they came out with navigation systems, which were basically electronic maps. So it would show you where you are. So that part was already done for you. It would show you where you were going, and then it would show you the most direct route to get there. It's continued to get smarter with various apps. Google Maps does it, Waze, WAZE, the application, because now with the interactivity of their systems, not only does it know where you are, you put in where you want to go, and it can not only find the most direct route, it can find the fastest route. It identifies where there's slowdowns based on average miles of the user. It knows where roads are closed. Some of them now even tell you where there are police around or red light cameras or whatever it might be. You can alert other people to hazards on the road and so on. So these tools have been getting stronger and stronger for decades. But it's been a year now since ChatGPT was released. And that was revolutionary. I was at a seminar in October, actually, and the person there is focusing their work in the leader of that seminar is focusing their work around these AI tools. And he said it's the most revolutionary breakthrough since the invention of fire. Now, I wouldn't go, I'm not sure I would go that far. He was making a point. But if you think about the major revolutions that the world has gone through, I think the agricultural revolution, the industrial revolution, the age of information, and so on, I do believe that what we're seeing developing now is going to have that kind of an impact on society. So it's going to have a very major impact on the way that we are doing things. So to continue on with the definition, so the more typical definition of AI now is artificial intelligence. So this is machine learning, where a program in software run on hardware is able to replicate, and I say replicate, or maybe emulate is a better word, human intelligence. The way they work now, ChatGPT being one of the first, but there are many coming out now from IBM, from Google, from Microsoft, and so on, where they train the software on what's called LLMs, large language models, and what basically they're doing is creating tokens out of words and looking at how words relate to each other. So they're not creating a thinking machine, they're creating an ability to understand the relationships between how we use words. ChatGPT now with its version 4 has billions of words in its database and the tokens for that. And when we ask that AI a question in ChatGPT 4, and we'll be doing some of that later in this session, what it is doing is looking at those words, identifying those tokens, going back into this huge pile of information, identifying how those worked out, and figuring out what is the most likely word in the response to that question based on everything that it knows from all of that information that is there. And then each word, it just does that over and over and over again. So it has this appearance of intelligence because it sounds like human speech, but it's not making anything up. It's only working through existing information, and by definition can't create anything new because it's working on the basis of information that is there. The other term that's thrown around a lot, and there's been a lot in the news now, especially with what happened at OpenAI a couple of years ago with the firing and rehiring of the CEO, Sam Altman. Artificial general intelligence is intelligence that would be equal to human intelligence. Now, what that means isn't very well defined, and a lot of people have different ideas about that. But the fundamental idea is that machines would be able to do anything that humans can do. In the white paper, I'll be showing you a link that we did. I explain in depth about why I don't believe that's possible, because we're not replicating human intelligence, we're emulating human intelligence, and the ability of AI machines to really use judgment, to have any kind of common sense at all is simply not there. So human beings have this additional ability to process information in ways that haven't been replicated at this point in time. And I don't see anything on the horizon to do that. So if you want to dig a little deeper into that, we went into quite depth at the last session. So I only want to just to raise that as a precursor. I've gone on a bit there in introduction, Victoria. Is there anything else that you wanted to ask about this part of it?
No, yeah, that's great that you gave the summary again of what AI is, because again, for maybe those of us who are following the news, actively using AIs that's available, that's all familiar information. But I'm sure that there are still a lot of people, management consultants, anyone out there who might still be just starting their journey exploring it. And of course, things change so fast in this realm of AI. I wouldn't even say changes come every week, they almost come every day sometimes, especially with all this turmoil at OpenAI with Sam Altman. And it was insane.
Yes.
But this is just all great information. And you mentioned your white paper, and we have a QR code for it that we can bring on the screen. And also Anya, who is helping us behind the screen, she's managing this live stream from the Netherlands. She will post the links to the white paper as well as some other resources that Dwight will be mentioning, and also to the guide to AI that he co-authored, right, for Tech Canada. And all the links will be available in the social media, so you can go back and download those papers for yourself. And before we continue, I also wanted to welcome a few other people who have been joining us as you were giving your introduction. We saw our viewers coming from Kentucky. I saw one, and then also from Cairo, and thanking you for all this wonderful information that you will be sharing. So again, welcome. And I also saw Tim Son actually joining us. Tim Son is the person who taught me to do live streaming, so I can totally say that he's the one behind the 20 episodes that I've been able to do since I first started it. So I'm very grateful to Tim. He is amazing, and he's always here. He's always here, just checking on us. We see more greetings coming from LinkedIn. So again, I really appreciate each and every one of you, those who are taking the time to join us today. And if you would like to continue,
sure, I'd like to.
To go in.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So what I'd like to do is share screen now for a moment and just show you some additional resources. So one thing I've learned over the last year is that so much is happening so fast that as management consultants, we really need to keep our finger in the pie, if you will, of what's happening out there. So there's two resources I wanted to point towards you, and I'm not demeaning any others. There's lots there, and any of you that know a really good newsletter or a really good source, drop it in the comments so that everybody else can share in these. So this is one that Victoria recommended to me actually last August, and I've been following it since then. It's called Superhuman, and what they do is do a newsletter. It's about weekly, sometimes a little bit more than weekly whenever they have news. This is the website, superhuman.ai, where you can just drop your name in. I haven't noticed any spam coming along with this, so I think it's been a pretty good newsletter. Or you can go to the website and you can scroll down to find some of the past articles. For instance, here's the absolute chaos that's talking about Sam Altman and what happened at OpenAI over what was it, about 2 weekends ago. The other resource, and I just came across this one, actually, I can't remember if it was a TikTok or a YouTube video. But this gentleman who runs AI Advantage, he focuses in on ChatGPT and has done some really good information and a really clever way of explaining things in helpful ways. You may have heard that OpenAI has recently received released something called GPTs, where anyone using natural language can go in and create an expert. And I watched his YouTube video, which walked through how to do that. So if your specialty is let's pick one randomly, is process improvement, you could pull together any resources that you felt that were important and create a GPT called my consulting process improvement, and people would be able to go there and get information based on your IP and your ideas. He's also published, and if you follow him and sign up for his newsletter, there you can get this resource. There's a PDF version of it, or this live version where you can go through, and it comes with here, for example, 250 GPT prompts for different ways of using it. So this is a very valuable resource to save us time in terms of really getting the most out of Chat GPT as a system. So those resources I wanted to share with you, and please do drop in any that you have. So I'd like to move on to talk about ethics now, unless there's anything you want to wrap up on that section, Victoria.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind our viewers who are out there, please put your comments or questions for Dwight in the comment section. We will be able to see them, and Dwight will be happy to answer those questions. So please don't forget to stay engaged. That will be appreciated, and also it will be very useful. But yeah, just like Dwight said, one of the topics that we announced for today is ethics and ethical use of AI. So we would appreciate your feedback on that, Dwight.
Again, in August, we spent a lot of time on this, so I just want to focus in a couple of minutes on it, because I've been giving a lot of thought in my role as with ICMCI, which is really all about advancement of the profession around the world, about ethics. And a lot of management consulting firms, as you know, as management consultants, have been getting into trouble on the ethical front. And what I'm sensing is that there has been a real shift in ethical behavior of humans generally. I've just got a couple of slides I want to show you. If you could put my screen up again, Anya, please. This one is from a hacks website. It was actually on I think Google Feed, and it said clever hacks to make your life easier. And if you can read this, if you're hungry and it's between 6 and 8 a.m., you can get a free continental breakfast from pretty much any hotel you walk into. It helps if it's busy. Now, is that really a hack, or is that theft? To me, this is people putting themselves ahead of others and not really thinking about what the consequence of their actions are. So I was really concerned when I saw that. So I kept scrolling down and kept watching them. And here's someone who's saying, well, if you need to buy meat and it's going to be expensive, get the butcher to put the meat in the bag, and then go over to the produce section, put it on the scale, weigh it out as if it's oats, and then put that sticker over top of the meat sticker, and you only pay for oats instead of for meat. I mean, this is not a hack. This is outright theft and fraud. So we need to be careful in terms of thinking about what are the ethics of our situation. I have a short video here to show you that also gives us some insight into the use of these tools, because they are very powerful tools, and you have good actors. We can use this for good to help ourselves be more effective, or it could be used for bad or for evil, if we want to get dramatic about it. So here just shows you something that can happen. This is I came across on a YouTube channel, and I was thinking as I was watching this, wow, this is pretty amazing robot work. So, but is it really a robot playing table tennis? Here's the person to put it together. Not really. And then we'll see the live feed behind it. Based on, so somebody was able to use AI to basically, somebody was able to use AI to overwrite the image of the person playing table tennis to have the robot playing the tennis with them instead. So this really reinforces that these powerful tools, well, this is done in fun, of course. You could do the same thing for a politician. You could do the same thing for government officials. You could do the same thing for persons like myself. So again, this could be used in a very powerful way. If I have a learning management system, an online video training program, and I want to do it in another language, it's pretty easy now to get that other language superimposed over my face. So that's for good. It would be also almost as easy to put words in my mouth and have me saying something that I never did, which could be used for evil. So the ethics have to be really front and center in terms of everything that we do as we go forward.
Right, and actually we got a comment from Ron Finch. He's saying that ethics is one of the most concerning aspects, as governments would have to be aligned to make any regulation effective in the online realm.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Ron, for this comment. Yeah, deep fakes is bringing up definitely getting more common.
Yeah. And you know, it was happening before. I saw clips of politicians where people would take 30 seconds of clips from a 1-hour speech, and they would take these words and these words and these words and paste them all together, and they completely turned around, flipped to have that politician saying exactly the opposite of what their intent was, but by doing words they were able to do that. So now with these powerful tools, it just makes it easier to do, and therefore it's more available to a wider group of people who want to do harm by using these tools in inappropriate ways. So what I'd like to do now is move on to examples. These are live, so you're never quite sure what's going to happen when things are live. But what I'd like to do is share my screen and log into to ChatGPT and some other software along those lines, and just show you some of the things that we as management consultants can use to make our lives better and to help us be more productive and more effective in serving our clients.
Dwight, and if you need a moment to work with your screens, I just wanted to make a little digression, well, not so much of a digression, still on the topic of AI, but just to put out there a little question for those of you who are watching us, and just see if you have the answer. Can you please tell me in the comments which country you believe or you know benefited the most from the AI boom? Do you have any answers? Which country you think benefited the most from the AI boom? And a little hint, it's actually an island. And it's another hint, it's a tiny Caribbean island. Okay, we got China. Well, not really. Well, in some ways, maybe, but this is not the answer that I was looking for. Well, I don't want to take too much time on this. I just wanted to say this is a curious fact that I also actually learned from a superhero newsletter, that this country is actually a tiny island in the Caribbean. It's called Anguilla. And it's a British territory, and the interesting fact is that just like other countries, Anguilla has its own domain, and like in the US we have US, in UK it's UK. Anguilla had AI, so they were the lucky ones. So now they're actually they could reportedly make up to 10% of their GDP, or about $30 million from fees selling their AI domains. And again, 30 million might not sound like a huge amount of money, but for a small island that has less than 20,000 people living there, that's quite a bit. And this graph from Bloomberg actually shows the predicted growth of their income from selling this domain AI. So that's quite remarkable. I just thought it's an interesting fact to share. And yep, we are ready now, Dwight. So please dive in the examples that you wanted to share with us.
Okay, there's my my screen. So this is my my desktop. We will be doing this live, as I said. I keep a few things up at the top here, and one of the things that I do keep at the top now is my ChatGPT account, because of what I do find is that I use it a lot. I did make the leap, and I paid the $20 per month for this because it gives me access to a lot deeper, a deeper array of tools, and it's faster in many ways. And I'll tell you a bit about that as I go forward. However, the free version I used for a few months, and I found it very helpful. And it's as easy as just typing in chatgpt.com, going there and setting up your account. So you can sign up, as you see right here. If you already have signed up, you can just continue on in, and the password, and away we go. So the great thing that I like about ChatGPT is that it does now have availability to a wide variety of plugins, and we'll be talking about that in a bit as well. Right now, we're going to just go into the base part of it, which is ChatGPT. Now, one thing that we could do, for example, is can you please write me a 500-word blog on the reasons why the CEO of a company should hire a management consultant? And you just press click. What I love about these AIs is they're always very polite. I find myself saying please and thank you as well when I'm working with them. Where we go. So as you see, it's pretty fast to write a 500-word blog. You can watch it coming up on the screen as we do this. The question is, should we? Is it appropriate that we would use information in this way and to generate it in this way? What the experts are saying is that they have seen that Google search engines have been overwhelmed because people are using this kind of AI to write blogs in their area of expertise, posting them to their website. They're all SEO optimized. You can put prompts in here to optimize for any particular search terms that you want. And in doing that, you're creating a very high search hit rates from Google. So what's this will do, talking about revolutionize, it will revolutionize the way Google does its search engine optimization, because people that are doing this are getting, in my words, an unfair advantage over other people that are playing fair. The other point I would make here is this is not ethical. We're, as management consultants, we're professionals. And we earn our money, we have our reputation by creating information and using our diagnostic capabilities to help our clients to be more effective. So when I write an article this way, what I'm really doing is going to this big pile of data in the LLM, the large language model, and capturing information from the words of others that have been put together over whatever the training material was over a period of time. So I highly recommend that we not use it in this particular way. However, what we can do, and what I do all the time, and I find to be very, very helpful, is I will do something like, please give me an outline of the added value of management consultants to a business, because that helps my thinking. It's kind of like a Google search where ChatGPT is going through that LLM and is identifying sort of the key things that people are talking about. What are the different areas that we need? And I can then identify various ways in which, or the various topics that are out there. I can use my judgment to see which ones are appropriate. I can refine that as well. I can also use it to help expand what some of the key thoughts are here. But the trick is, and the most important part is, we always have to be adding our value add. What is it that we know? What can we create additional information? While we're on the ChatGPT window, what I want to do is also just show you on the left here. These are all the work I've done over the past, well, since I took the subscription. So it remembers everything we've done. And if I ever want to go back, here's one: AI replacing professional jobs. So said, can you replace part of my workforce? And as an AI language model, I'm not capable of replacing your workforce. However, and so then I could ask it another question: what jobs can you best supplement? Or whatever that question might be. And then here's an idea of the different jobs and the different kinds of tasks that the AI says it would be able to support to the greatest extent. And that's why where I also find this very helpful is if I've got a new client or I'm working in a particular industry, I can get information, start a new chat here. And what are the main AI. Sorry, you have to be put up with my hunting here. I was waiting for the ability to dictate, so I never did learn how to keyboard. What are the main AI disruptors in manufacturing? And ChatGPT will go through, and it comes back with some of the key disruptors. So this gives us an idea of what are some of the areas where we as management consultants can be preparing ourselves if we have clients in the manufacturing industry to support them to become more effective and efficient in these areas. So that's it for chat. I'm going to minimize ChatGPT. We'll come back to this in a minute, but I just wanted to show you, and I kept actually this one right on my desktop too. This is an idea that I've been playing with in terms of my own IP and how do we go about supporting work. So this is I Am Sophie. It's a demonstration of how an AI can support. Now I didn't share voice on this one. I guess I should have. But I can talk to her. Hi, Sophie. How are you today?
She is responding.
Hi, my name is Dwight. Can you tell me what the main disruptors are that will impact management consulting from AI? Nope, sorry, something went wrong. There's the problem with live. But typically she is. I was doing a panel on ethics in. I was doing a panel. Sorry, I'm just going to stop sharing for a second here. I was doing a panel on ethics with ICMCI, and I had to log in from away. So I actually had Sophie join us and talk about artificial intelligence and what are some of the ethics of it, and it worked very well then. But she wasn't able to talk to us now. But my point in showing this is a company that does create avatars that will access your IP. So it could access my website with all my blogs that I've had in there, but I could also load in any of the user guides or manuals that I've created for clients over the years, and that becomes a database of information. And someone like Sophie or an avatar of myself could then be trained on that, and then using the knowledge of the tokens and relationship to language that's been developed by ChatGPT, you can have an interface where people will access your data. I've been working with a colleague of mine who's based out of Costa Rica, Otto Acuna. He was actually a presenter as well, an e-consulting
Right. Yeah, we had him a couple of months ago.
Yeah, we're working on exactly that kind of a project, but what we've decided is to put it on hold for 3 to 6 months because things are developing so fast that it's quite likely that one of the major AI companies will have something that's out there that's much less expensive than you'd have to pay nowadays for those kinds of support.
Dwight, as we are transitioning to perhaps the next demonstration, we had a couple of questions coming from our audience, so maybe I can bring them up now. There was a question from Dan. Thank you for joining us, Dan. So yeah, the question, whether you have any insights into Microsoft's plan to make Microsoft Copilot more widely available.
Dan, I should give you, I'm not sure where you are, $10, 20 euros, wherever you are, because this is a perfect segue, because the transition I'm about to make is to go into the Bing search engine. I want to show you some of the things that I've discovered over the last couple of weeks exactly on Copilot. So I'll show you what is available now. I believe it's available now to everyone through the Bing search engine. In terms of Microsoft and Office 365, that's confusing to me, and I've been trying to find out what's going on, because every time I try to implement it either in my Windows 11 or in my Office 365, I'm not able to do that. So I've been talking to my supplier that hosts my Office 365 to see if there's some admin setting that needs to be changed. I do believe that for enterprise users, there is a fee of $30 per user. But for you and I who have a single subscription to Office 365, it should be enabled. So I have a feeling that the rollout is just taking longer than they anticipated. And at some point, we should see right next to our search window on Windows 11 the Copilot logo, which will then mean that it's enabled on our machine.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you, Dwight.
You're very welcome. So I'm just going to share my screen again. So confession time. I'm a Google Chrome user. So, I have to come right here. I guess I'll just go Bing this way. So I actually disabled Bing on my desktop, so I have to go in through the web version, but I will have to put it back now because it is getting quite powerful. So so if we go into Bing now, we do have the ability to ask questions. So let's just go to my website. So now that we go into our website, we're able to go there, and as you see here, we have tried the Bing today where we can chat now. So bringing up the chat, we're able to carry out chatting with Bing and to do our searches with them. So if we do a search for anything that we want to, I don't know why my effective managers didn't come up. We are able to open the chat window. Now, yesterday when I tried this out, and this is going to be very interesting because I did do my work on this, we were able to click on the Copilot tab, which just appeared magically. So I got a little bit of hold up here. So so this is going to be a bit of a problem for us because that tab has just gone. So there is something happening with Microsoft, because yesterday I had the Copilot logo right up here on the right hand side of the screen, right here in fact, and I was able to see that logo. Okay, so let's just leave that one for a minute, and we'll try to come back to that one, because what you can do in with the Copilot when it's running, which is really quite impressive, is that if you have the website open on the left hand side of the screen, we're able to see that website, and then you can do analysis in the right panel, which comes up, and by asking them for additional information, you can do that. So for example, if I open one of my blogs, I can go into that blog and I would be able to ask it for a summary of that blog. I could ask it to create a video of that blog, and so on. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. Can I hand it back to you now, Victoria, while I bring up that next aspect?
Well, yeah, while you're setting up the next screen, I know there was another question that came up earlier that we just waited for the right time to answer. That was from Anya, actually. And she's saying, as we interact with AI more and more on a daily basis, I was wondering how this might affect our relationship interactions with other humans. Do you have any thoughts on this?
I think that's a really interesting question, because that has been happening actually for some time, in terms of the way in which we interact with each other. So moving from telephone to chat. I was reflecting not too long ago that even now I don't typically pick up my phone to call somebody. I will send them a text and ask if they're available for a call. So it's kind of flipped over where you'd be working away at your desk, and if the phone rang, then you would pick it up and you'd talk to that person because that was primary. It's kind of moved on to where text or whatever your internal chat is in your organization is the main way of reacting with people. And watching my grandchildren now, if they want to talk to somebody, or they want to see if somebody's available, or if they want to go out for the evening, they send a text. They don't call them. So they have group chats, and they have different ways of doing that. So in generally, in my perception, the interaction between humans is becoming filtered through technology more and more as time goes on. And if I can expound a little bit further on that, because there's been general sense from looking at data from Gallup and from other research organizations, and just people in organizations generally, is that there's the sense, there's the quiet quitting, there's burnout, there's people who are feeling overwhelmed. And since the pandemic, when everybody was forced to communicate through these electronic means, we're now coming back into a situation where we're not used to interacting one-on-one with individuals as much as we could. In my own business, I find now that I'm not as productive as I was when I was working at my desk. So a 3-hour workshop, I would arrive 15 minutes earlier, do the 3-hour workshop on Zoom, and then move on to other things. Now it takes me 2 or 3 days to do that 3-hour workshop, because I got to fly, drive to the airport, fly 4 or 5 hours to wherever it is, sleep overnight, do the half-day workshop, and then fly back home. So there's 2 days gone for a 3-day workshop. So I think there's the state of how we communicate with each other is in disruption, and we have to find some more stability to get back to whatever that new normal is. During COVID, we talked about new normal. I don't think we're there yet. So I think that's a longer question than you were answer than you're expecting, Anya. But I think it's a really deep subject.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, things have definitely been changing a lot. I just can say for myself, and just even observing my colleagues and even my family, how interactions have been affected. On the one hand, I can say that with this adaptation of more and more AI tools, it's supposed to save time. On the other hand, what I've noticed is that maybe it's just me, but with all this information coming up and all the new tools that are there, I personally have been spending so much time just trying to catch up, and it kind of, I can say, even added to my anxiety, because I felt like I'm just missing on something. And of course, there are all these messages that are coming out there. Oh, if you don't start like adopting AI now, it will be too late. And you're just trying to stay afloat, and this tool, this is a wonderful tool. And the Superhuman newsletter is wonderful because it gives you these options. But then again, at some point, I just had to tell myself, it's enough. You cannot just cover everything. It's not possible. So I just had to kind of go back a little bit, and all this my desire to start using everything and just making my life easier, while at the same time I was just getting overwhelmed. So that's my personal experience. So I'm just trying to stay cool now and just say okay. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, can we go back to my screen now? I'm sharing, if we could bring that up. So look at here. Here's Copilot. So up in the top right corner, I tried it again while you were talking. So you can just go up, click on Copilot. There's the logo. And now you have a sidebar, which is run by the Copilot, and immediately it just gives you a page summary for the page that we're looking at. Then we could do something like, we could say, can you please generate 10 blurbs I can use on social media to promote this web page? Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong ethically with this. This now Copilot is using the ChatGPT API. It's connecting with that ability to analyze and knowledge and analyze words and give you answers. And it's going to my page. So it's my data. So it's my information. And it just comes along then, and it's you see the green check mark here. It's searching my page, and here's some possible blurbs that you might use, and it comes up with how AI can help professionals and why it won't replace them. A thought-provoking blog by management consultant. Read more. So I think this is a perfectly acceptable way of us using information. Here's another way that we could do this is we can, if we're here, just move to this article, which is something that I've had published 3 years ago. So, will artificial intelligence replace management consultants? This was back in the days. Again, you see here, there's the summary that Copilot automatically puts in place, and what we can then do is say, right here, here's an article that I published 3 years ago. Can you please review the text, suggest any improvements or updates? If you suggest new material, please highlight it and let me know the source. Here's the original article. And away, searching your page for information. Oh, see how polite it is. Thank you for sharing your article with me. And here's some editorial comments about how it would suggest we would improve it. So in this case, it's not actually going through and improving it. What it's doing is giving me advice on how to improve it. So I could improve my prompt to get it to actually rewrite it. Yesterday, when I was preparing for this, I put this prompt into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT won't do this with the live website, but it takes a very different approach. So let's go back into ChatGPT. So ChatGPT with its plugins now will access the internet directly, but you have to add that plugin. So now here I'll say, here's the article, but then I have to tell ChatGPT where that original article is. And then it, because of Microsoft's, oh no, this is Google is going to Bing. That's interesting. Anyway, ChatGPT is related to Microsoft, of course, because Microsoft has given them a lot of free access to their cloud consulting. And what this does is it's taking a similar thing. So what I do have to do is work with the prompt on here. If I wanted to actually rewrite it, I can have it rewrite it. In this case, both versions of the AI are giving me some tips that I can just use to go back to the article and make those changes. I could say, can you please use these tips and give me a new draft of the article? Certainly. So, and there we go. And going back to, oh, it's still writing here. So we can stop responding at any time we want. And we could say something, what's a language? Who's got a language out there that we should use? Italy, in Italian. So please summarize this article for me in Italian. I don't know why it's still, I asked it to stop responding to the previous one, but it's heading out there.
Yeah, honestly speaking,
there we go.
I haven't yet.
I wanted to finish off my previous query before it started this one. So, So there you go. There's the summary coming up in Italian. So the ethical uses of AI are tremendous, and what we need to do is figure out how best we as management consultants can use them to support us in our work. I know we're down to the last 5 minutes. Are there any more questions coming up that, or any ideas that anyone else wants to share with us?
Yes, we have Jennifer who joined us from LinkedIn, and thank you so much for being here with us. She put up in the earlier comment that she is joining from Davidson, North Carolina, which is north of Charlotte. And here is a question, or they're asking you for a comment.
And this is a concern. So when we're going to any of the large language models, by any of the producers. So OpenAI has the largest and was the earliest with the ChatGPT, but others are creating their own. We need to be careful about this because it is being trained on data that exists in the system. And over the last decades, there has been less awareness of human ethics. I think that's a nice way of saying it. So there is a skewing. There's a skewing slightly to the left in terms of responses, and there's a skewing towards lack of understanding of minority groups, however you define minority groups, because they don't have as large a portion of the language models that are used for the training. So good comment, and something that we as management consultants need to bear in mind when we use these tools.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. Ron commented on your attempt to translate into Italian. So translation summary, that's actually one of the coolest things that AI can do now, just going between languages. And that's quite fascinating.
Well, there's an interesting anecdote about that, because someone from OpenAI, it wasn't Sam Altman, but it was someone else, when they first started using it, and they hadn't trained it actually on translation, but somebody asked it to translate something into Eritrean, and it did that. So they don't know how exactly, but there is a real bonus that that translation is more powerful and more effective than it had been before.
Yep, that's true. And we have a very long comment from Arman. Thank you, Arman, for being here today with us. I don't think the whole comment can even fit in the space available, but basically he's talking about building a robot, because I understand that Arman is involved in the high altitude jobs, working for a utility company and power line work. So they're developing robot arms to take over these tasks that are dangerous for the humans. The prototype is halfway done, and they plan to start using the teleoperated controls and shift to an AI automation within 2-3 years. So this approach promises increased safety, productivity, and cost savings. And then the next sentence is cut because we do not have enough space on our screen. So Arman, maybe if you can just continue in the new comment what you just wanted to say, at the end, and we will come back to your question or a comment.
I'll comment on the first part while he's putting in the second part, because the first part I think is well, first of all, congratulations. We've seen automation in industry for the last 20 or 30 years. So if you look at a car manufacturing plant 20 years ago and a car manufacturing plant now, you'll see a lot more robot arms doing things and a lot fewer human beings doing things. So the automation has taken place, which in my management consulting terminology is level 1 work. So doing procedure. So proceduralization of work has been the first big benefit for automation. And now AI will help to advance that exactly in the way you're talking about there, Arman. But it will also have a huge impact on professional services, because it can help professionals now to automate, to use AI to support us in our work in those repetitive process type of work that we need to do. So most of us, I think, if you're anything like me, it's the boring kind of the work. I love the problem solving. I love the diagnostics of working with clients to help them improve. But there's a lot of stuff beneath that: the data analysis, the follow up our marketing, our admin, and all of that stuff. So a lot of that can be picked up with AI tools.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Arman is posting more, and again, it's quite a long comment. And
Arman is a good typer,
right? Yeah, there's some of it is also cut off.
Yeah, I think we're in accord with that. I think there is huge opportunity in the marketplace to support humanity in doing what we do better and more effective. This will bring with it disruption. So disruption isn't good or bad in and of itself. I mean, we've been disrupted as a society many times, and we've always figured out how to come out on top in terms of what's best for human beings. So it's always been for the good, although we've had to go through some rocket patches to get through that. So it falls to society, and therefore it falls to us as management consultants, as leaders in society, to really ensure that these tools are used effectively and ethically, so that we can get the best out of them, and that our societies will benefit as a result.
Thank you very much. And Arman, again, thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for your comments. I would say that if you perhaps wanted to ask more questions and they just don't fit on our screen, maybe you can just email Dwight or contact Dwight directly. And I'm sure, Dwight, you wouldn't mind just...
my pleasure. Please reach out, or through LinkedIn, reach out to me, and we can connect that way, and we can chat and get in touch with each other.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, just a few more comments coming from Gulsum, who is also acknowledging that ChatGPT can be an issue and needs to be used properly, and then also agrees with you that level 1 work is the best way for use it. Thank you so much again for everybody who's been joining us. We also got a comment from IMCA Business Consulting thanking you, Dwight, and me for this broadcast. Thank you for being with us. It's really appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, if we don't see any more comments, I think we will be wrapping up. It's been a great session, so thanks so much again, Dwight, for coming back, and we'll probably need you more and more as, again, this field keeps changing all the time. So whenever you have any time for us, we'll be happy to have you back with updates. And for now, I just wanted to, again, to thank you and to thank our viewers for being here with us today, to thank Anya also for diligently managing the technical side of this broadcast from the Netherlands. We hope you all enjoyed today's episode of Consulting Without Borders Perspectives. Please note that we won't be here on January 1st, as we will be celebrating the new year, just as I'm sure you will also be doing. So our next event, our yearly signature event, will be held on February 1st, Gabriel Al-Salem's birthday, and it will also extend into February 2nd. The start time will be the same at 1 o'clock GMT, and this will be an extended live stream with a keynote speaker followed by a panel discussion, and we will also do our traditional celebration of the winners of the International Award for Excellence in Consulting. As some of you may know, we run this award every year, and in November we collected the applications. There was a deadline, so now the Award International Committee is looking at these applications, and we'll be happy to announce the winners to the world on February 1st, and perhaps even have some of them joining our live stream. This event on February 1st and February 2nd will be organized in cooperation with Post-Growth Institute, an international non-for-profit organization working to enable collective well-being within ecological limits. And our keynote speaker will be co-founder and executive director of Post-Growth Institute, Donnie McClurkin. He is also an affiliate professor of economics at Southern Oregon University, fellow of the Royal Society of the Arts, a renowned author, speaker, and a true visionary. So please don't miss these exciting events. Visit the foundation's website, and we will have it on the screen in just a moment. All the details will be posted right there. Once again, thank you all for your continued support and engagement. We sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing you all again on February 1st of 2024. And in the meantime, I wish you a fantastic last month of this year and a wonderful holiday season. Take care and goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.